Heather and Josh say is haunting their home.
It's definitely unexplainable. Definitely tell that in the photo there is a human figure.
Southwest Bakersfield, a 23 ABC viewer, sent this to our newsroom. You tell us what you think it is. Right here. Ready? Right there.
Our world hides more secrets than we know of, and sometimes the quick cameras capture them at the right time. Get ready to witness encounters with mythical creatures, unexplainable live shows,
Look at that. Who's doing that? Stop it.
and even ghostly whispers that are so bizarre no one could believe them. Creepy Rake. Recently, a new video hit the internet, claiming to capture none other than the Rake in action. This video was captured by a trail camera, in which the creature can be seen with its humanoid appearance, with its pale skin and sunken eyes, hairless body, and long, spindly limbs. Legend has it that the Rake is a nocturnal creature, often lurking on the outskirts of towns and villages, just waiting to strike. And with this one creature you definitely didn't want to cross paths with. E.T. Twins. In good old Dallas, Texas, a home security camera captures something downright bizarre. During the dark night, not one, but two little critters made their appearance that were no taller than a foot. These pint-sized bipeds were strutting their stuff like they owned the place before casually sauntering behind a car and disappearing into the night. Now, the witness swore up and down that there weren't any natural bipedal creatures in Texas. So what in the world were those tiny humanoid beings up to? Viewers came forward with ideas including lost tourists from the land of Lilliput, or maybe just some mischievous garden gnomes on a late-night stroll. Whatever they were, one thing's for sure, everything was bigger in Texas, except those little critters. Dog ghost. If you don't believe in ghosts, this video will surely make you rethink everything. A 38-year-old Australian citizen was chilling at his home when he got the scare of a lifetime as he checked his home security camera and stumbled upon something super eerie. It appeared that his dog wasn't alone in the backyard. There was another pooch there, a transparent white dog running around like it owned the place. He even sprinted out to investigate, but by the time he got there, the ghostly pup had vanished into thin air. Many believe it was a passed-away pup who had stayed there to play with someone one last time. Possessed glass.
Mira.
Here is a spine-tingling story straight out of a live morning show on Honduran television where things were about to get downright paranormal. TV journalist Carlos Molina was just going about his business when a glass started sliding across the table in front of him.
Mira.
Yes, Carlos even admitted to feeling a chill down his spine seconds before the glass moved. Some said it was a ghost messing around with them, while others called it a glitch in the Matrix. But we may never know. But one thing's for sure, this is one TV moment that would haunt Carlos for the rest of his life.
Mira.
Horrific gnome. This CCTV camera footage captured a little creature, no taller than a gnome, toddled into view and strolled across the screen before vanishing into the darkness ahead. Some skeptics said it was just a bug, but hold up, because bugs don't just disappear into thin air. Others suggested it could be a short person, but the appearance of this creature was definitely not human. Let me know in the comments what you think, because I'm dying to hear your thoughts on this one. Alien security. Back in 2012, when former President Barack Obama was giving his speech, everything seemed pretty straightforward until people took a closer look at the footage. Some eagle-eyed viewers spotted a Secret Service agent who didn't quite look human. Some claim they saw an alien among the security. Now, before you start reaching for your tinfoil hats, hear me out. Sure, it's tempting to think that extraterrestrial beings are roaming the halls of power, but viewers argued that it was all just a trick of the light, and that certain features could get distorted on camera, especially in dimly lit areas. Many conspiracy theories came forward after this video went viral, but nothing was proved by experts. Guardian Host. A girl was about to cross the road when suddenly two cars came zooming towards her. She managed to dodge the first one, but the second car was barreling down like there was no tomorrow. You'd think she might have met her end, but just when all hope seemed lost, a ghostly streak swooped in out of nowhere. That misty figure plucked the girl out of harm's way, set her down on the side of the road, before vanishing into thin air. The girl and the drivers were left in a state of shock, and even the authorities were scratching their heads. Was it some kind of real-time flash or a guardian ghost? I guess we may never know. Trapped soul. Let's hear a tale that'll give you goosebumps. Here is a video in which a baby was sitting innocently in front of a mirror, just doing baby things, while his mom was filming. All seemed normal at first, but then they turned in paranormal activities. As the baby boy glanced back at his mom, the reflection in the mirror stayed put, like completely still. And if that wasn't eerie enough, the reflection's eyes turned pitch black, like something straight out of Demon's Hell. Now, the dad's reaction was like, yikes! But here's the kicker. Many claim that there was a chance that this whole thing was cleverly edited by the father to prank his wife. Still, I gotta admit, I was scared as heck at first. Haunted lawn. Now, here's a spooky tale that'll have you rethinking those late-night strolls in the yard. A retired lorry driver from Minnesota was winding down with his bedtime tea when his furry friend went berserk, barking like there was no tomorrow. He peeked outside but found nothing. However, things took a chilling turn when he reviewed his home security footage. There it was, a translucent figure gliding past his house, resembling a figure draped in a long cloak and hat. Left scratching his head, he pondered what could have set off his pepper. Was it a ghostly visitor or just a glitch in the camera? Either way, it's a mystery that'll have you sleeping with one eye open. Backyard creature. In upstate New York on a regular night, a man set up a security camera to keep an eye on things outside his home. But little did he know his furry friend was onto something. The dog kept freaking out in the mid of the night for no apparent reason. Curious, the man checked the security footage and got the shock of his life. There it was, a strange hunched-over figure with glowing eyes creeping out of the darkness, then vanishing into thin air. What's even creepier is that the man searching the grounds with a flashlight didn't even notice the eerie visitor passing by. The man tried to believe it was just someone playing a prank on him, and never tried to find the reality for his own good. Celebrity Bigfoot.
Not let up at all. It is coming down pretty steadily here.
As the journalists braved the wintry elements during a live weather report in Springfield, Massachusetts, an unexpected guest stole the spotlight when a Bigfoot casually strolled in the background. Now, call me skeptical, but is it a bit fishy that the mythical creature would choose to grace us with its presence during a routine news segment?
Not let up at all. It is coming down pretty steadily here.
As much as I'd love to believe in the magic of a Bigfoot, there's another possibility. It could just be a prankster in a fuzzy suit trying to get their 15 minutes of fame. But hey, if Bigfoot wants to join Hollywood, I'm sure there's a role for him in the next Planet of the Apes movie.
Not let up at all. It is coming down pretty steadily here.
Close call. The only good thing about this clip is that no one was harmed during this incident. A news reporter was out on Azerbaijan's military base ready to do her job. The plan was to stand in the middle of the runway while helicopters zoomed past on both sides. Sounded like a perfect high-stakes reporting. But just when she thought it was all going according to plan, the pilot decided to shake everything up a bit. Instead of sticking to the script, he flew his helicopter so close to the reporter's head that it was just inches away from her. Whoa! A heart-stopping moment. Thankfully, everything turned out okay in the end. But let's just say it was a moment that'll have you on the edge of your seat. Fresno Nightwalkers. Back in 2007, a home security camera in Fresno, California, captured something straight out of mythology. It was this bizarre creature known as the Fresno Nightcrawler, strolling around like a pair of pants, with no entity wearing it. This odd sighting gained some local fame, and it didn't stop there. 2 more sightings popped up in Yosemite National Park in 2011. Now, some dudes were quick to scream aliens, but many weren't buying it. They insisted that it might be some sort of CGI or a modified video. Plus, the owner conveniently, accidentally, erased the high-quality version. Smells like a publicity stunt to me. Maybe to promote those wearable sleeping bags that kind of look like the Nightcrawlers. Who knows? UFO on live TV.
The war in Afghanistan. Keep it here as our special coverage of Inauguration Weekend.
In January 2013, during the second inauguration of President Obama, everything was usual at first. Still, in a moment, the camera panned over the Washington Monument, and something caught the cameraman's eye. 2 eerie green lights gleaming near the monument that simply vanished.
War in Afghanistan. Keep it here as our special coverage of Inauguration Weekend.
Some suggested that it seemed like a floating UFO, or maybe an airplane. Just your average day in Washington. But seriously, who would have thought that a historical event would turn into a scene straight out of a sci-fi flick, with UFO sightings on live TV?
War in Afghanistan. Keep it here as our special coverage of Inauguration Weekend.
Unknown entity. Alright, I've got another bone-chilling tale that I'll have you questioning everything you thought you knew about the world. It was in the middle of the night when a CCTV camera outside the man's workspace recorded something out of the ordinary. Right at midnight, the camera started picking up this seriously bizarre entity that appeared on the screen. And let me tell you, these weren't your average critters. These creepily resembled a human ghost. It was something straight out of a nightmare. Some said it was a camera glitch, while others were convinced that it was indeed a ghostly creature strolling in the streets. Russian mystery.
For the world and the global.
It was June 13th, 2013, and there was this mysterious talk show called Kaiser Report. Now, while the hosts were busy chatting away, something extraterrestrial moved in the background, right there on live TV.
For the world and the global agricultural.
A long, sleek, and fast object zoomed by behind one of the hosts. Now, sure, some skeptics tried to brush it off as a cruise missile or some other mundane explanation, but the thing was symmetrical, not your average bird or plane.
For the world and the global agricultural.
Some people even speculated that it was the aliens trying to give us a little nudge, a gentle introduction to their existence. What are your thoughts on it? Humo reptile. You must have heard of that famous BBC show, Antiques Roadshow. Well, during one episode, things took a turn for the bizarre. An unidentified person stared directly into the camera with eyes that could give you serious chills. And I'm not talking about your average stare here. No, sir. Those eyes were something straight out of a horror flick. Eyes so big they could belong to a reptile. Now, I'm not saying this guy was a shapeshifter or anything, but let's just say he had us all questioning reality. Now, the big part. What's the reality? Unfortunately, that's where the story ends. No further information, no closure, just a whole lot of unanswered questions in one seriously creepy stare. Perplexing figure. This guy was checking his car's trunk when suddenly, out of the woods, emerged a strange figure. It seemed to be a guy with a brown coat and a fedora hat. Now, at first glance, you might think it a regular person, but look again. Because this mysterious figure was somewhat translucent and decided to pull a disappearing act. Now, some skeptics might say it's probably just some dude messing around, but there was no one else around for miles except for the guy near the car. The only witness to this eerie event was the CCTV camera, which captured it all. Gives me the chills just thinking about it. Flying device. This video started pretty normally, a plane flying through the skies. Initially, all seems well. Then, out of nowhere, an unidentified object zooms past the aircraft at lightning speed. It was the blink, and you'll miss it fast speed, because this thing is seriously unsettling. Now, naturally, people were losing their minds over this. Some claimed it was a top-secret military gadget, or that it could be proof of extraterrestrial visitors. The debate raged on. But one thing's for sure, this footage has got us all questioning everything we thought we knew about the universe. Vanishing Pope. During the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, when everyone was stuck indoors, Pope Francis of Vatican City decided to bless the city from one of the videos. Everything seemed pretty normal until things took a bizarre turn. As the Pope retreated into the darkness of the room, instead of fading away as any normal person would, he straight up disappeared into thin air. Now, you'd think the logical explanation would be some high-tech hologram wizardry for security reasons. But here's where it gets even stranger. Within hours of this clip going viral, all copies of it mysteriously vanished from YouTube. Now that'll make you wonder if the authorities were indeed trying to hide something. Storm Tracker News. Checking out weather updates is like munching on hay, dull and unexciting. But sometimes, unexpectedly, it can turn into a wild ride. A weather newscaster from Cincinnati was live, and he was pointing at clouds doing his everyday job, when out of nowhere a streak of light zipped across the screen. That made him give a double take. The reporter's face said it all, total surprise mixed with a hefty dose of confusion.
You know what? Don't complain. What was that? What's that right there? Look at that.
But before he could even process what he just saw, poof! The streak vanished into thin air.
Who's that right there? Down at camera? I don't know what that is.
Many wondered if it was a UFO. Who knows? But one thing's for sure, that weather report just got a whole lot more interesting. Glitching Royals. We all know that the royals have a lot of secrets, and sometimes we get some hints about what they might be. There was this footage floating around online of the late Queen. At first, it seems normal, the Queen standing at what looked like a game. Then her eyes suddenly started doing some seriously freaky stuff. Her eyes looked like they belonged to some kind of crazy demon for a split second. Now, some folks tried to brush it off as just bloodshot eyes, but let's be real. Have you ever seen bloodshot eyes that were completely black before? Whether it was a shape-shifting lizard or something equally spooky like a demon, one thing's for sure, it was enough to make anyone do a double take. Possessed doll.
That chair's beginning to rock. Look at that. Who's doing that? Stop it.
Here's your chance of seeing a real-life Annabelle in action. A lady in England bought this doll, thinking it was just a harmless addition to her collection. Little did she know, she was in for a wild ride. This doll set off a string of eerie events in her house. She took her haunted doll on live television to share it with the world.
I wouldn't necessarily say possessed, but there is, it has got something.
And here, it got even spookier. As they talked, the doll decided to start rocking the chair all by itself.
That chair's beginning to rock. Look at that. Who's doing that? Stop it.
Right after the show, she decided to part ways with the doll and sold it on eBay to a ghost hunter, never to encounter the haunting object again. Disappearing lady. A Danish TV station was interviewing a man at an airport, and it was just a run-of-the-mill kind of interview. But here's where things got completely different. Keep your eyes peeled on the blonde woman in the background. As the lady in front of her walked past, it was like she straight up disappeared into thin air. Gone! Just like that. Now, some skeptics said she just might ended up in the camera's blind spot, but others insisted she vanished into another dimension. Debates kept escalating with answers like a cosmic glitch, or the possibility of a more rational explanation hiding in plain sight. But one thing's for sure, this live TV clip was a